Welcome to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Small Business Saturdays. My name is Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me over at oursuccessgroup.com. And got a few people checking in. So here's the setup. I am here in front of the camera, standing in front of a direct-to-garment machine that's right down here. And first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my wife, Kylie Montgomery. She is sitting over here working as the producer today. So doing a fantastic job. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you being here. So there's a monitor right over here. So I'll be looking over here from time to time. So no big deal there. Let's see who's checking in. Cheryl, good morning. Appreciate you checking in. Cool beans. I like it. And then Todd checking in as Fat Dad Wholesale, and Wade and Chuck. So appreciate that. Kylie, if you click on some of those, they'll pop up as we recognize them. And Renee, good morning. Appreciate you joining us here this morning as well. So, and then, all right. So today we are going to, there we go. Good morning all. All right. So today, and then if we can get to where right up here should be oursuccessgroup.com, back from the branding tab there, and just to the left of the overlay. So, sorry, got a lot of things going on. Newbie here right below where you're at there. There you go. Perfect. All right. So right up there, oursuccessgroup.com. We're all about training and education. So we're trying something new here today. This is going to be fun. I know Todd always dives in with his Tuesdays with Todd and just goes for it. And he is a better man than me. So I've been working on this. Kylie stayed up late with me last night. We're going to try to make this as fun as we can, but try to make it work. So, all right. And Todd's going to check in from oursuccessgroup.com for the added views too. And yes, she is doing a great job. Todd would like you to come on Tuesdays as well. So, all right, everything okay over there? Yep. Okay, we're gonna hit something else that's gonna pop up, and back to StreamYard, just right in the middle there. StreamYard, Alt Tab, StreamYard. All right, now we'll get back to. Nope, don't hit remove. Back. And then hit add to stream in on the garment creator thing too. Yeah. All right, here we go. Cool. So we got it. Awesome. All right. So moving forward here. All right, get me back on track here. A little too much going on, so I'll avoid that for 1 second. So today, what we're doing is we are printing onto a pocket. And I've got a pretty challenging garment here that I want to print onto. I'm going to hold it up. It's pretty challenging for a couple of reasons. The material's a little bit light, so you got to be careful with how you pre-treat so you don't get a box. And so we did that. So it's already been pre-treated. And then the other challenges here is the fact that I want to print right onto this pocket. I want to put a left chest logo right on this pocket. So I've got things I got to deal with here. I've got buttons, and then I got buttons in the middle and all that other stuff. So, you know, there are platens out there that you can get or other things like that, and certainly a number of different ways to do this. But if this is not your primary mode of business on your direct-to-garment machine, those platens can be very costly, very expensive, and you still have to kind of rig them up a little bit. So what we've done and what we'll do with this one is we are going to, because here's the deal, I've got to get that up. So what we're going to do, and if we'll go ahead and put that top view up real quick, Kylie. Sorry. Real quick. Yeah. Good morning, Curtis. Thank you for joining us. Todd says that's where they need a little switcher board. LOL. Yeah. Just takes a little doing, and Kylie's getting lots of practice on the fly here. She's doing great. And then Renee says, "You're doing great. My husband and I would have killed each other by now." The only reason that Kylie hasn't killed me already is she is the sweetest, nicest person in the whole wide world. Otherwise, she would probably have killed me by now. All right. So back to what we're talking about here. So you can see it right here, and get that a little closer. There we go. But it's basically mouse pad material, and I've already pre-cut this piece to fit exactly in the pocket. But what we've done is I've actually went and just bought a yard of this material. I got it at Condi at dietrans.com. We've got a roll of it here that we can cut different shapes and sizes out of. Get that so it doesn't fall over and knock everything over here. Come on, there we go. So the reason we use this is because we need to get that print surface area up above all the buttons and everything else, because with direct garment printing, you get the best quality print the closer you can get that print head to the item. But we don't want to get the print head so close to the item that it's actually hitting it and grabbing that pre-treatment and clogging up the heads and leaving scuff marks and stuff like that. So that's what this mouse pad material does. So let's start there. All right, we're going to get into the first thing we've got to do. And let's see if we've got a few questions here. Todd says, I was thinking it's because you're on camera and it would be recorded that she would kill. Yes, yeah. Then somebody would have proof. And then what was the question there? We will need links for that. Would be perfect for HTV2. Yeah, we'll get a link to that if you just go and look up. But I'll get the link. That's a good point. And I just went for the cheapest, but kind of the thickest. This is think about a 1/4 inch. They have some 1/8 inch stuff too, but I went with 1/4 inch. Again, I'd probably never actually use this material for anything but this, because I don't like the tan back. But hey, some people might. So there you go. All right, now here's the deal. Because of the fact that we're putting this on top of the platen right here, I can't lower the platen enough. So what we need to do first and foremost is there's little spacers, and this is the Epson F2100 that we're on here. So all of this is about the F2100. If you've got a different direct-to-garment machine, you'll have to talk to them to make sure that you can get this much depth in there. But here's what we got to do. So we'll take off the platen. So we'll go ahead and take that off. I'm just going to set that off to the side for a second. And then here's the little head. And with this head, we had to take a screw out of it on the side, and I'll show you where that is. But I can actually lift this up and out. And there was a little screw that went right in there. But we've removed that. And talking to the tech that we worked with, he said it was fine to leave it out. So we're going to go with that. So we'll remove that. I'm just going to set it over here in the tray for 1 second, because now here's how we do this. So here is the part that does the adjustment. And so we'll set that off to the side here real quick, because we're going to need that again. But then you'll see there are these two little spacers here, and you got two different sizes. And these spacers can be removed, and then we could put this back on. Now, I don't want to go all the way down, so I'm actually just going to take off this top spacer. I could have taken out the bottom spacer, but I chose to take out the top spacer for this, for the setup. And there's a little knob. I don't know what you want to call that. Kylie, what would you call that? Knob? Okay, whatever this thing is. You can kind of see it right there. And there's also then, if you look at the top view, there's this hole right here. So that needs to go down in that hole. The spacer that I took out, I'm just going to set it off to the side. And actually, I just set it inside the tray so I don't lose it. That's my own deal. And then this adjuster will go back on. And then we will put this guy back into the holes here. And you kind of got to get it so it goes all the way back down. There we go. All right. And so now I can adjust it down a little bit lower. I've already set this before, so I think that's right. So we'll put that like that, and there we go. Now we are ready to put our platen back on and go from there. So, all right, so we've got it a little bit lower. We've got our platen back on. We've got our shirt here. Now, the next thing that I want to do is, one moment. Just dropped all my notes. All right. All right. So next thing we want to do is I want to go ahead and put my mouse pad into the pocket. So I'm just going to insert in there. I cut it a little bit tight because I want to try to cover as much of this pocket as I can with this logo. But you can, kind of set yours wherever. Just make sure that the mouse pad is bigger than the print that you're going to print. So I'm loading that in there. Janessa, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. All right. Now, here is the next trick. And this is a trick. It's something that I recommend with all of the stuff that you're printing is you want to make sure that you are loading things consistently. So like when we're just doing regular t-shirts, typical, like a shirt that I'm wearing, we always load it so this part of the collar falls right off of the front edge of the platen. And so that way it's in the same place every time, and we don't have to worry about, okay, where's this going to fall? We know the shirt's loaded the same way every time. So for this one, we are going to, off screen while I load this so I can get it nice and even. We're going to load this. I'm going to go to where this button right here is just right at the edge. Because see, if I get this all set the way that I want it, and I'll show you, and we'll show you how we're going to actually get this set. I need to remember this because then if I'm doing more than one, I can load it the exact same way each time and not have to worry about testing for setup each time. So I'm going to load it like that. The other thing that I know from practicing last night was that I need to get this, I put it about a finger's length from the edge over here. So I'm about where I need it to be. So we'll get it kind of flattened down a little bit. With something like this that's got all these ridges and stuff like that, I am going to put the ring on it here so it kind of gets it down nice and even. And again, just double check that I've got everything. Okay, my button's right about there. I'm about a finger's length. Okay, so I'm in good shape. I'll get all the excess sleeve out of the way. It's a long sleeve tee on top of that, so lots of fun there. What's that? Oh, I missed the sleeve. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Now, the next thing I want to do is once I've done this, and again, when we're making stuff, we obviously want to go quickly because time is money, but I also want to be deliberate and make sure that I'm not ruining things, because that's another way to waste money is by, so you need to be deliberate so you're not spoiling things. So, and having to kind of redo things. So the next thing I want to do is just double check that the height is good. It should be good, but let's check it. And while we're checking that, let's check the comment here. I can't quite see it. All right. Renee says, when doing heat transfer vinyl or transfers, I take a picture with a point of reference using my hand or measuring tape and keep it for reorders. That's a fantastic idea. Love that. Yeah. So that, Renee, thank you so much for A, sharing that, B, reminding me. That's one of the things I also wanted to discuss is you guys have ideas. This is the way that I would do it. But maybe there's a better way here. So definitely let me know if you guys have other suggestions. I love that. In fact, I've got a ruler right here and we can take a look at that. And we'll take a look at that when we get the print mechanism up. Maria, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here. All right, so we've got that in there. The height was good. I could go up with it a little bit more and test it, but I did that testing last night, so I didn't need to waste your guys' time with that. All right, so if we can go ahead and pull up Garment Creator, if you don't mind, Kylie. Thank you. And yeah, let's get that one too. So we got that there too. Okay, so here's what we're going to print on our print. Now again, got this preset up to save you guys all the minutia, but I wanted to kind of look at what we've got here. So if you can go over to the layout menu there, and it's going to be a little hard to see. The type is a little bit tough. So yeah, you just have to get into Garment Creator real quick. And Garment Creator, I keep saying that word, and what Garment Creator is the program that comes with the Epson that you print from. So here's what we did, and we did a top center is where we started from, and then we did some measurement. So we wanted to measure, so it measured down, and the screen's really tiny from what you're looking at, so we can take a look, but we measured down to so if I go from there down to 4.25. All right, and then the vertical from center, we went over 3.75. So if this is my center from there, so that would be the center of the image is right about there. All right, so we've got it lined up. Now that's great. It looks great on screen. It matches our ruler. We're all happy about it. But here's the deal. You know, maybe this shirt, and if we can go back to the other there, so you can just leave Garment Creator, but if we head back to StreamYard. So here's the thing that, you know, kind of churns my stomach a little bit, is like, okay, looks great on screen. It seems good. How do we, what happens if I miss? You know, how much does this shirt cost? You know, some of these garments can be pretty expensive. I don't remember what this one cost exactly, but I've got one of them. So I really wanted to challenge myself here. So here's what you need to do. This is a trick from screen printers. And again, I'm not a screen printer, but I've been around enough screen printers. My friend Terry Combs teaches people how to screen print. So this is probably actually a tip from Terry. And he may think that I'm crazy for doing this on DTG. So we'll see how it goes. But take a little packing tape. There we go. Thank you. Perfect. Take a little packing tape, and we will cover up the area that we're going to print. I, again, pre-did this so you guys don't have to listen to the packing tape, but we'll just put it right over the print area. I like to cover a decent amount of it, so that way if I do miss, we've got coverage. Just put it over there. It doesn't have to be that amazing of a tape job. The important part is make sure that if you are doing two strips that they do overlay. It's a little hard to see sometimes, and I've done it to where I just had that like little micro there, and then that part ended up printing. But so what we do now is we'll go back to Garment Creator real quick, and just there we go, perfect. And then if we can get that view. So now here's what I want to do. Right now it's set up to print a white underbase and color and be nice and vibrant. Well, I'm just testing. So I really don't want to waste a lot of ink. So what I'm going to do is go to the print settings, and then we are going to, and we already set it up here, but we do the no white test print. I'm going to just change this to speed. I don't want to do any real, you know, so I want to put down as little ink as possible on a white shirt. I just want to see that color there. So we're going to do that. And because Garment Creator is running on the laptop that's running all of this, we're just going to go ahead and print this file from right here. So let's get that. If we can head back to StreamYard. All right, so select. And okay, so here we go. We are going to print it, and away we go. So this is going to print, and we're going to print onto the tape and hope that the tape is in the right spot. Again, get some layout, do all the work in advance so you can feel confident about it. But there we go. So as you can see, we're good. That's exactly where we want it. And so now I can just take this tape off. And I don't want to pull on it too hard because I want to make sure that I don't move the garment. And just going to make sure I lightly take that off. Don't let that ink get you. and we will put that in the old trash can. All right, so there we go. Now we've got our layout. We feel good. We feel comfortable. This works even if you're not doing something like the mouse pad. Maybe, let's say you've got a V-neck and you need to know where that left chest logo is going to go. You know, Kylene struggled with that a little bit earlier this week, and they turned out beautifully. But that's a quick, easy way to just give it some ability to test it without ruining your garment. All right. So if anybody has any questions about that, let me know. And let's go ahead and print the dark part. So if we'll go back to Garment Creator real quick here. And all right. So from Garment Creator, there you go. Now we'll change back to our settings to print this fully. And again, got that kind of preset there for you. But we've got it in here. We've got the print quality at level 3 for this one. Little logo, not a ton of white and stuff like that. We're going to pause it for 5 seconds while it's out there to let that white dry and cure a little bit. And there we go. And the other thing, because there is not a, because the white isn't it's not outlined in white, this particular logo is actually just supposed to be those 2 blue colors. So down there where it says reduce white area, normally that's set at about 2. I reduced it down 2 more pixels because I really want the colors to just kind of fall off that white. I don't want the white to be peeking out the side a little bit. So hopefully that will be enough. And that's a little trick to make sure that if you don't have actual white around the edge, that it kind of, in screen printing terms, it's choking the underbase. You're bringing it back so your registration doesn't have to be perfect. So that's what that is. All right, so if we could head back to StreamYard real quick there, and let's get the top view there. Perfect. All right. This is a good point, Greg. Is the tape not raising the fibers when removed, hence damaging your foundation? There is that. So with this particular shirt, it doesn't have all that, so it worked out good. A more piqué or a regular t-shirt, you might have a little bit of that. So I would go ahead and see if I can reach it. I can't reach it. Could you hand me that little thing that comes with the Epson? Fantastic idea, Greg. And good point. So this thing here comes with the Epson. It's just a little, so you could go ahead and just flatten those fibers back down after I've removed the tape. So excellent point. All right, great. Anybody else got any questions before we do this? Are we ready to print? Kylene, are we ready to print?
We're ready.
Okay. Which one? There we go. Select. Perfect. Okay, here we go. We are going to print. And the magic button. And here we go. So while we let this print, Sandy, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. The good question here, Todd. Will the tape remove any pre-treat? If you've set your pre-treat, I don't believe so. Now, I don't know that for sure. I have done this before, and the prints come out fine. So now, have I gone and microscoped and checked? No. So I haven't had any issues with that. Okay, so there's our white underbase, and we're going to let that dry for a second and let it go. So yeah, so back to the pre-treatment thing, Todd. I don't really have a 100% answer for that. Certainly worth checking out with some folks. Maybe I'll check in with Brian Walker from Image Armor and see what his thoughts are on that. I can't imagine that it would do that too much damage, but hey, that's what we wanted to talk about here this morning. A good conversation about what everybody's doing, what the thoughts are, what are we missing. So wonderful question. Thanks, Todd. All right, so it's printing the colors now, and away we go. Fingers crossed. We're gonna have a good looking print here. All right. Cool. So there we go. There's our logo, and I think we're good. Again, I picked the hardest shirt that we could pick here. That way we can give it a try and see what we can do. And once that dries and we get, because this, what you're seeing here is the water that just caught in those. So once that dries and we get our colors, we're going to be in good shape. So if we could just flip back over to the straight on view here, and there we go. Awesome. All right, so that is what I wanted to talk about today. Again, let me know what other questions you guys have. Let me know what thoughts you guys have on this. What do you want to see? We set this up with the direct to garment so we could try some things, and it was kind of fun setting it up too. I think I maybe had a bit too much fun trying to set it up. My wife looking at me like I'm crazy, and which is true. All right, cool. So anything else that you guys have? I think that'll do it for what we're wanted to show you here today. Let me real quick mention what's coming up. Cheryl, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Kylie, if you'll hit the banners real quick and see if you can find a couple of these things. All right, just OSG, oh, I'm sorry, S top one. There we go, thank you. All right, so a couple of things I want to remind everybody, if you are looking for some wholesale with the direct-to-garment, just head over to montco.biz, and that will be right down there. And you can check that out. We're just trying to help out, trying to provide some services that can help you. So montco.biz. We also have sublimation transfers there. We have blanks for face covers, and we also have the opportunity to do some printing of face covers for you as well. So Kylene's been cranking those out, doing good. So check out montco.biz. If you are interested in reaching a goal, in reaching something that is going to push you, and you want support and you want help and you want to put some skin in the game, head over to oursuccessgroup.com/ST, and that'll be right there. Perfect. And that is called our success tracker. And it's not as complicated as it sounds, or maybe it doesn't sound complicated, but here's what it is. You've got a goal for your business. Everybody does, whether they're clear about it or not. What this program does is this gives you the chance to stop and think about what that goal is, get clear about it. We even help you try to design it so it's really going to work for you. And then you put that information in the form, you pay the $20, and you're going to get a certificate, you're going to get an instruction sheet, you're going to get some fun swag, you're going to get support from the OSG community, you're going to get encouragement, you're going to get accountability, you're going to get all of this stuff. You're going to have a milestone in the middle that once you reach that milestone, you're going to celebrate that with us, and you're also going to get some fun swag. And milestone, you get a coffee mug. Then you're going to reach your goal within 12 months. You're going to celebrate that with us, and you're going to get some more fun swag, and then you're going to do it again. So it's a really cool way for you to get involved in our Success Group community and just see what we're all about. And at the same time, have the help, the encouragement, hey, you're going to reach this goal. What do you need to do? We're going to check in. We're going to keep in front of it. And so I'm really excited about the success tracker. So I'd love you to check that out over at oursuccessgroup.com/ST. Let's check a couple of comments here real quick before we get out of here for the day. All right. You did good. Thank you. Appreciate that, Todd. So then what's next? Press to set. Correct. Yeah, that's a good point, Todd. Thank you for making sure that I completed the process here. So I don't have the heat press on right now, but if the heat press was on, we'll take this over to the press and we will press it. Now, with direct to garment, you're going to need to check with your ink manufacturer to be sure, but you want to be at about 330 to 335, and with something that's got white ink, we probably want to get at least a minute. So basically what we're trying to do is get the moisture out of there and get those inks to lock onto the garment. And so I don't want to smash the heck out of it because that locks the moisture in. So I'm going to do pretty light pressure. We're going to have like a little silicone sheet over the top to keep that ink from sticking. And we're going to cure it. And then once it's cured, it's good to go. And the pre-treat, the excess pre-treat that's around there, you can kind of feel it. It gets a little crunchy, especially when you've gone too much. That will wash out in the first wash. So you just let your customers know that that's not uncommon to have a little crunchy feel at first. After that first wash, it is super, super soft. This is a direct-to-garment shirt right here. I mean, you can barely even feel this left chest logo here. Not quite as soft as sublimation, but pretty darn awesome, pretty darn soft. So, all right, cool. So we got that, our success group. I think that's about it. Let's see here what's coming up. The next thing on the docket is Tuesdays with Todd, which is at 5 o'clock, Todd? 5 o'clock Central Time, if I remember correctly. And I'm not sure what you've got going on this next week, but I'm sure something fun. You've been doing lots of fun projects, pressing mugs, drinkware, all sorts of stuff there. So you'll check that out over at, Todd says the hand is amazing. The hand, for those of you that aren't familiar with that term, and hopefully a lot of you are if you're doing decorating, but the hand is, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to my hand? What's the touch? So if I can't feel it, there's no hand to it. If it's, a poorly done screen print that's super thick, there's a lot of hand to it. It feels bulletproof. It feels, sometimes some of the lower quality vinyls can feel that way, where it's just like, oh, or some of those really cheap kind of transfers where it's like, oh, it's crinkly, it's crunchy, yeah, and it's just hard to wear. So the less hand you can have, the more people are going to enjoy wearing it. So that's a good one. Let's see here, 5 p.m. Central Time, we're going to break things, going to try out some sublimation cosmetic bags, I think. Cool. Todd, think mouse pad material. Get it, maybe, because with the bags, it's just getting all the way, getting those ridges and things out, or foam, some heat resistant foam. That something else. Cool. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Renee, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I think we're just about done too. So unless you guys have any other questions, one more thing from the banners there real quick. If you want to reach out to me or Todd, both Todd and I get this email, and you have any questions, you want to talk to us about our success group. Again, we're all about education and training. Our success group is all about helping you, about providing training. And so if you'll just reach out to us at success@oursuccessgroup.com, ask us any questions, and let us know. We've got memberships available. Our next training coming up a week from this Wednesday, so August 5th, is going to be about taking better photography with your phone. I went to reach for it and then remembered my phone's right up there. All right. I think that is about it. Kylie, anything else that we missed? Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday. Have a great weekend.